Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Wesley, the Mile High Mouth. And for today's episode of Suki Nihon, it's episode 5 of season 1 of Gravity Falls, The Inconveniencing. This is the first episode in which Dipper starts his kind of inane and ultimately doomed crush on Windy. And, well, he lies to her and says that, oh yeah, they're 13. So he can hang out with her and her teenage friends. They go and hang out at a convenience store, or rather break into a convenience store, which, you know, when I was growing up, I never did anything like that. I was too busy having a job when I was like 13 and stuff. I don't know what's up with kids these days. Is that something kids do? Anyways, they break into this abandoned grocery store, like 7-Eleven type thing, like a quickie stop, kind of. Well, it's haunted. And that leads to all sorts of interesting hijinks. A couple things I do want to note. This is the first time we meet Robbie, who eventually ends up being kind of a, quote, romantic rival, end quote, to Dipper for the affections of Windy. And this episode is more like the Goosebumps episode style that I was talking about earlier, where stuff just happens. There's that little bit of a twist. A couple things that are amusing is there's a part in this where Mabel finds like an expired candy. Remember back during the 80s, they had this Fun Dip. Fun Dip is a type of it's just powdered sugar with food coloring and flavoring, like red number 40 or something like that in it, and it's got like a little candy stick. And the idea is you open up the thing, you lick the candy stick, and dip it into the sugary stuff. It's like Kool-Aid essentially, or like Tang. And then it's just pure sugar, that you're dipping sugar into sugar, and there's ingredients in here that are probably not good for you at all. And it was really popular when I was growing up, and Mabel finds a bunch of this stuff and just completely overdoses on it. So there's a couple sequences where she's like having psychedelic hallucinations of things. Now, that's pretty awesome. There's a part there where she's like on a flying dolphin thing with fists for faces and just some weird stuff. It looks like the tandem war elephant from Adventure Time, but a donkey. Anyways, not donkey, dolphin. The donkey ones are in a different thing. You know, there's too many weird four-armed tandem creatures in animation today. Anyways, she's overdosing on that. These kids are just being, you know, teenagers or whatnot, and then this whole haunting thing happens, and Dipper solves the problem by putting on a lamb costume and dancing for the ghosts, who are all like, "We hate teenagers with their loud, rappy music and their disrespecting." It's a weird little filler episode. The big thing to take away from it is, yeah, it introduces the character Robbie, and it introduces a little bit more of a dynamic between Windy and Dipper. Particularly, this is one of the first few times you see her do the little zip your lip motion, which is important in a lot of episodes, actually. It's kind of surprising, you know, something that's just so tiny, like a little tiny gesture like that would be such a big deal in later episodes. Pretty good thing. There's a lot of the little side plot on this is that Grunkle Stan, he's at home while they're out, you know, exploring this abandoned quick stop essentially, and he can't find his remote, so he's stuck watching like black and white period pieces, you know, like Pride and Prejudice style stuff. And that's a little B plot, which isn't that funny in comparison to the convenience store plot. You get to meet, though, you get to see Windy's friends and her teenage group, and you can see that little dynamic. And it's interesting. I thought it was a decent episode. What did you think of this episode? Go ahead and comment in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. And subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already subscribed, what you need to do now is grab your friends and then like kidnap them and duct tape them to a chair and tell them they have to subscribe to the channel, or else I don't know. Don't kidnap or threaten your friends. But still subscribe. And if you know people who haven't subscribed, bug them about subscribing. We will. Anyways, until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.